Hey. Warning. This is an extra super drunken rant. Okay? Now, I love my pork pie hat, right? I've actually heard it called a smoking cap. That's incorrect. Actually, a couple times I've heard it called a fez. And that's just completely wrong. And a lot of young people will call it a fedora. I think it's just because they associate anything that isn't a baseball cap with fedora. I grew up calling it a Buster Keaton cap, or a Buster, which is exactly why I was drawn to it, right? Although it does look pretty damn good on me. I was eventually corrected on the proper terminology. See, in the 1830s, this hat came to prominence, and it was called the pork pie. The reasoning is how sharp the crown is and how shallow the bill is. Now, I don't know why that equates to a pork pie, but in fairness, I don't eat pork. Now, I do want to point out that I glued that on and I sewed the band. See, when I bought this, it had this weird emo metal fucking thing. I thought about putting a feather, but So, nonetheless, I became familiar with the hat from Buster Keaton. And I acknowledge and recognize that it had a name. So, I use that name. I am of the crazy belief that words have meanings. Like, definitions are actual things. Now, we don't take a vote on whether 1 plus 4 is 5 or 6 or 7. So why the monkey fuck would we suddenly vote on the definition of a word? Now, I am very much aware that I'm an old man. I get it. I know. I have had kids. I have raised kids. And, you know what? I've had several hundred kids assigned to me that I basically had to raise. My boomer ass was given children and told to teach them to be soldiers. Alright? So it is not lost on me that vernacular will change over the years. I get it. Doesn't mean I like it. Alright, the first thing my drunk old ass wants to touch on is dubstep. Now, dubstep is a combination of 12-step and dub reggae. Now, 12-step was called FWD. This comes from this antique, old-fashioned contraption that you would put cassette tapes in. Yeah. So, it became popular on pirate radio because of Stephen Goodwin. He had a fucking lame-ass DJ name. Code 9? Google it. Tell me if I'm wrong. Anyways, that ended up getting mixed with King Tubby. He's actually pretty cool, but awful name. Right? Now, King Tubby was the king of dub reggae. And John Peel takes credit for it. But I still give it to Code 9. They started mixing the dub reggae, mostly from King Tubby, with the 12-step. And for the record, if you want to give the credit to John Peel, just remember, he's from Cheshire, so he's clearly worthless. Anyways, the important thing is, American kids keep saying, oh, that's dubstep. No, most of the time, it's fucking not. It's not 12-step, and it's not reggae dub, and it's not a combination of either. Okay? Look, I really fucking dig Lords of Acid. I do. But they're not dubstep. And cheap rip-off bands that are copying Lords of Acid, they're not dubstep either. Bass drop does not equal dubstep. Alright, children? Dubstep has nothing to do with a bass drop. Words have meaning. Alright, this next one, I'm pretty sure, is a result of asshole uncles and big brothers just trolling people. But gay terminology has invaded the younger circles. Now, look, I think it's pretty funny. I do. But for an old-ass boomer like me, it sometimes makes things a little difficult. So, a very long time ago, in a very specific MMO, people kept talking about twinks. Yeah. Well, in my understanding, a twink was a sexual term. Pretty dirty. And it was generally associated, twinks and daddies. Although, twinks and bears started growing. But, anyways, I was pretty damn confused when someone approaches me on this unnamed MMO. He asked me if I wanted to help him twink. You can just imagine the confusion. And then there's trap music. Now, that was pretty entertaining for people other than me. So, I have a young soldier talking to me about trap music during BT. So, naturally, ask him, what the shitballs is trap music? Oh, well, that's what they play in trap houses. Okay, alright. Now, when I think of trap, it's a Star Wars meme, right? Like, it's a trap! Right? It's a super hot chick, and suddenly, there's a penis. Oh. No judgment. But, you know, I had no idea that they had specific brothels for trans hookers. Let alone, they had their own type of music. So yes, laughs were had. Look, words have meanings. I don't know when language became something to vote on. I don't. Things like racism keeps having its definition changed. That's scary and dangerous. Like, racism is one of the worst possible fucking things on the planet. We should not ever be confused on something as important as someone being a racist. Gender and gender roles. They had their definitions combined and swapped, and you know, honestly, I think it might be possible that if we could agree on using the proper language, we might actually be able to settle a lot of disagreements. I think gender roles are outdated and stupid. Telling a boy or a girl they can't do something because of their genitals, it just seems stupid to me. Also, trying to tell me that boys can have periods, that's equally fucking stupid. Look, all reasonable people can agree that your gender does not need to be on your driver's license unless you use your genitals to steer. And if that's the case, take a video. I really want to see, because I think it'd be awesome. I think reasonable people recognize that gender is a medical thing, alright? Now, if I have a patient, I want to know their gender, not the societal gender roles. I think we should treat it like blood type, right? Nobody's damn business. Except for your doctors. Right? What's your gender? Why do you want to know? Oh, well, because I'm wanting to give you a blood thinner, and I need to be able to monitor what internal organs you have. Oh, okay. Well, I am this. Hey, what gender are you? Why do you want to know? Oh, because I want to make sure you use the proper bathroom. Fuck off. Look, maybe I'm just an old, mixed-race man that is stuck living in a world of facts when the rest of the world moved on to feelings. Honestly, I had no idea where that rant was going, but I actually feel satisfied with where it ended. I would like to thank you for listening to my drunken boomer ass bitching. And I really hope you can have a great day. And I really hope that you can judge a person without a label. Also, remember, if you ever need to use a fire extinguisher, pass. P-A-S-S. Pull the pin. Aim at the base of the fire. Squeeze the handle and sweep side to side. Common sense is aim at the top of the fire, right? No. Aim at the base of the fire. The base of the fire is what's fueling the top, right? Also, be sure to sweep from side to side. Because if you just focus on one spot, yeah, you might put that out. But as soon as you stop, the fire to the left and right of it will just relight that part. So, if you gotta put out a fire, pass. P-A-S-S. Pull, aim, squeeze, sweep. Now you know. And knowing is half the battle.